Hi guys, welcome to the vlog. I am Bridget. If you're new here, welcome. I am doing a 24-hour challenge. I've got my matcha. I am 10% through. Funny story.
Carried in the waves, lift me to the sun. I'll see the world up on your shoulders like when I was young. Oh, those days are gone, but I remember still, so they live on. As long as I know what's wrong and what is right, as long as I know how to love and how to fight.
Officially up to 100. The characters are so relatable. Daphne is a librarian and she loves working with kids. Miles has a stoner reputation. Miles and Daphne have conspired to go together to Petra and Peter's wedding as a couple. Daphne ended up moving in with Miles, which is Petra's ex-boyfriend. Petra and Peter have been childhood friends, and then they got together the night of his bachelor party before Daphne and Peter were going to get married. It's entertaining. Loving it! Really enjoying the rom-com vibes so far. Miles and Daphne have the sweetest relationship ever. She ended up moving in with Miles because Peter owned the home Daphne was living in. He gave her a week to move out. See what happens with Miles and Daphne. It is 6 o'clock. I finished Funny Story and gonna cook dinner on Deliciously Ella, 15-minute dal. I am going to continue listening to an audiobook that I've been listening to, The Dictionary of Lost Words, while I'm cooking. Well, this is a 15-minute meal. And then pick another book to read for the rest of the evening.
And most importantly, it was converted. And in the end, there was just a conversion in it. Okay, let's go now to Kirsty with Crusaders captain Cody Taylor.
Cody Taylor, congratulations. You can't keep the Crusaders down forever. Where's this been?
It has been 10.5 hours of reading. I finished. I am starting Our Lady Fortune and I'm so excited for this read. Good morning. It is 7:45 this morning. I'm going to listen to some of my audiobook. Got up to chapter 2. It's set in the 1930s. In the first scene, they slit her throat and then she feels the pain and then she comes back to life. What's going on? So I'm really intrigued. I'm going to go to the gym and come back, have a coffee, sit down and read. It has been 14 hours and 45 the challenge so far. We are going to pop to a cafe. Listening to Lady Fortune playlist, reading Our Lady Fortune. I am up to page 118, 16 hours through. We had a coffee at the Library Cafe Shop Foundation and I found this book which I've been wanting to read for a while. I'm intrigued to see what it's about. I'm going to keep reading. Gathered what's been happening. A civil war in China in the 1930s. There are two sisters, they've been separated, and there's the nationalists and the communists, and there's also the imperialist. Communists, I believe, have figured out that she cannot die, and so they're trying to track her down. She at the moment is working with Orion, whose brother Oliver is Celia's roommate, or I'm not sure what that's called. Rosalind knows that the new assassin that she's been assigned to work with is connected to her sister. So that's where we're at so far. Page 118. "20 hours. That just finished on an absolute plot twist. How Hello, I'm so excited to give you guys a recap. I loved the books I read and gave 2 of them 5 stars. I gave Funny Story 5 out of 5 stars. It was 5 out of 5 stars because I absolutely couldn't put it down, and it was the perfect book to read during a 24-hour readathon. The story is set in Cherry Hill. Daphne and Miles both got broken up by 2 people who ended up going out with each other, Peter and Petra, who are childhood friends. And Miles is described by Peter when Daphne was going out with him as just, you know, just like kind of like not really going anywhere in life, like a stoner, all those kinds of things, like not very nice. Daphne moves in with him and she finds out that he's really, really sweet, like golden Labrador vibes. Yeah, it's just a really nice story between the connection of Daphne and Miles. And I went into this book completely blind. I had heard good reviews, but I hadn't spoiled anything. It's such a cool book because when it's to do with books, I like it. So it had Daphne as a librarian. She also has father-daughter issues between the relationship of her dad and herself, and then she basically is brought up by her mum, who is single. She's crossfitting, she is just living her best single life. And then Daphne thought she had found the one in Peter, and she realised post-breakup that it's Peter's house, it's Peter's friends, and then she has to re-establish herself and figure out who she is. And then with Miles, that's super sweet. And then there is also Miles' sister, who is really fun, and also Daphne's best friend. And there were just like so many characters, and the character development in this book was really good. Such a page turner, I couldn't put it down. Absolutely loved Funny Story. And then I read The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. This one is set during the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it is set during the time when the Oxford English Dictionary is being written, which was kind of interesting because I'd never even thought about who compiled the Oxford English Dictionary and how they put the words into the dictionary in the scriptorium. When I read the back of this, I was like, oh, is that even a real word? And it is a real word, and it was a real place where they did put the English dictionary together. How women's role, and more specifically Esme's role in putting the dictionary together. And the author's note at the end describes a lot of the history behind the scenes of what this book is about. Gave this one a 3 stars. It was enjoyable. I think because I listened to it for 2 or 3 weeks just in the car on the way to work. It took me a while to get into this style of writing. It was still a good book, but it was just a little bit slow. And then I picked up such a fun book, Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This was such a fast-paced historical mystery thriller set in Shanghai during the 1930s about Fortune. That's her code name, but her real name's Rosalind. Rosalind became infamous because she was basically bulletproof. She got injected with this potion that makes her heal from any wounds. She goes under the code name of Fortune, but then also she has a disguise name. She has to start a mission with another spy called Orion, and they pretend to be married. There's a bit of romance in here, and it's such a fast-paced mystery, especially the last part of the book. There was a plot twist and then another kind of thing that happened that you're not expecting. This book has grown on me 5 out of 5 stars. I will recommend this one in the future. Are the 3 books I read in the 24-hour challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.